Hello and welcome to this edition of the SFG Top Performance. Today we're doing a grain and feed podcast. Mike and I will share the duties. On the grain side, the January USDA reports came out on the 13th, and now they're somewhat old news. The reports were pretty much friendly to corn and beans, yet the quick rally was just that. We've given back part of that in the past week as we've reduced the numbers on the board somewhat. So what's up? What's causing this? Well, exports continue to disappoint everybody, although we have seen some decent corn sales in the last week, 10 days. This is the time of year we should be seeing those. The rest of the world is limited on what there is out there to export. The Ukrainians still have corn to export, but it's moving fairly slow right now. Insurers are not wanting to insure the ships going into the Black Sea, and so they're struggling to get their corn out of there. Ethanol margins are low. Some of them are break even right now, and that's due to evidently we're driving less miles, we're using less gas. The price of crude has come down just a little bit. If you notice, the price of gas in some places is down below $3. Mysteriously, diesel continues to be well above $4, but that's a whole different story there. On the bean side, the crush is still very profitable, and it appears that that continues to be maybe the brightest light in all of the processing that goes on in this country. That's pushing processors to look for further supplies. They don't want those plants to skip a beat right now with what they're making, so that makes it interesting. Local basis levels for both corn and beans are somewhat better than normal for this time of year. Again, the processors are looking for available stocks. Old crop corn has been very slow to move since harvest stopped or harvest finished. It's just most guys are keeping it locked up in the bin. Whether they're waiting for $7 or what their theory is, but I don't see a lot of movement yet. We saw $15 local bean bids, old crop, last week, and even there, we bought some beans, but we didn't buy a huge amount compared to what's out there to buy. So the farmer remains optimistic, and perhaps what's leading that is the fact that he's okay with money today. He doesn't have to have a lot of money. He's got his inputs probably bought. He's got the ability to sit back and wait a little bit. Meanwhile, new crop corn just continues to struggle. We were up in the mid fives, a little better, and now we're in that 535, 540 range, and we just can't break out of that. We look at new crop beans, we were up 1340 locally or a little better a week or two ago. Due to what we call bull spreading, the new crop beans locally have dropped back down right around $13. So a little uneasiness there maybe with guys and what we can expect to get this fall. The next big USDA report will be the prospective planting report that comes out in late March. Sometime between now and then, it would appear that we should see a potential acre war. And that will be our best opportunity possibly to get some pricing locked in. After that, we kind of got to wait for spring weather and see what the planting pace is. In between all this, all eyes are going to kind of be on the South America crop as they begin their harvest. And it's already started. It's off to a slow start because of wet weather, but we'll see if that truly comes in as expected. Well, Mike, we've been talking about some high cattle prices and whatnot, and you've probably got that all figured out. So, clue is in.
Yeah, I think the cattle feeder's got it figured out because he's been about as optimistic as I've ever seen. But thank goodness he's finally getting paid for his work. So let's hope it continues. The main thing is when we're starting to calve, and calving season is going to come fast, guys. And one thing to remind you about, let's get them worm before calving. And you guys are using hay and silage and TMR now, and so it's easy to take Safeguard wormer and add it right to the mix. And we got the Safeguard, and 1 pound of that pellet, so it mixes good, does 1,000 pounds of body weight. So, and it's economical, and it gets all the eggs and all the worms. So it's the most economical and most effective wormer to use. Don't forget about having the colostrum on the farm and the scour control products, whether it's paste or boluses. Have them sitting there, because at midnight you might want to just run to the shop and grab them. So make sure you have them. And there's a big difference in colostrum. A lot of colostrum is not 100% bovine colostrum, and it's not guaranteed Johne's free. And what we handle is, and it has the 200 gram in the packet, so you can supplement it or use it as a full replacement. And the industry work says you got to have at least, as a supplement, at least 75 grams, and preferably more. So on the total usage, if they didn't get colostrum at all, they need 200 grams. And so our packet contains that. We do have the scour tubes, and the farmers tell me they work. We do not carry the boluses, but I like the paste. You can just shove it in there and you're done. So the other thing is the feedback from my guys over the last year or two has been our calving mineral, which is 100% chelated in the biomass. And so 3 weeks, 30 days before calving, through calving, that's what we would recommend that you use. Biomass will reduce the scours. It improves the IgG of the milk quality. And the guys just tell me if we use that at calving, we got stronger calves that get up and nurse right away, and we don't have scours. So the program works. So we're carrying the mineral. We can get more. We got a semi-load in. We got another one coming today. And so guys are ordering, and so give me a call on that. And back on this cattle market thing, you guys know what you're getting. Calves are bringing record prices, and so with the new crop coming, every calf is worth a lot of money. So let's make sure he gets up and nurses and stays strong. These guys, cattle on feed report is down. There's been a lot of heavy calling of cows. A lot of guys want to buy 3-year-olds back or heifers, but a lot of guys are short of hay, they're short of feed. So based on the farther out futures in the next year and reports we get, the cattle market's going to be good for maybe 1.5 to 2 years. So talk to us about taking care of the cows and taking care of the calves, and just enjoy the good prices. And the reason these guys are buying these calves and paying this price is they're hard to get, and they want good calves, and they want good single source calves that have been taken care of, that have been backgrounded before they get them, so they know how to eat. And they're pushing their pencils, saying they think corn's going to be between 5 and 5.40, and the futures are up in the 160s. And so, as most cattle feeders are, they're optimistic, or they wouldn't be in cattle feeding business. So enjoy it while you can. We appreciate your business. Pick up the phone and call, because that's what we're there for, is to talk to you. And you know I like to come out and sit down and help you do the right things. So again, thank you for your business, and enjoy your day.
Thanks, Mike, for that update. I want to remind everyone that you can go to sfgiowa.com website daily and get our markets. Our local markets are posted by 3 o'clock. They should be up on the board, and they're good till 4 that day. We also have blogs on there, a grain blog, and feed, and agronomy, all 3 that are updated weekly. Get some good information out of those. That wraps up this edition of the SFG Top Performance Podcast. Thank you.